Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another Burlingame. It's a small town podcast sponsored by the Burlingame Historical Society. This is Mark Lucchese, also known as Mark at the Mic, and no podcast today, guys. This is just going to be where I'm going to open up the mailbag. I've got some questions and emails and comments and Instagram things that have come across, and I thought I'd finally get a time to answer those questions. So I've got a reader for us. I've got the man behind the envelopes who's going to tear these envelopes open and open up some of my emails, and we're going to answer some questions. And you'll know him by his first name as Bob. So Bob, let's start with the first question. Hear that envelope?
Here we go. So Mark, after your many famous years, illustrious years at Molly Stone's and then your retirement, what made you get into podcasting?
Just a long story short, if you don't mind, I was a broadcast journalism major in college. I was known as Mark at the Mic on the campus radio. When I got out of college, I went to work for my dad, entered the grocery business, and 50 years later, I finally was able to retire from grocery, but always wanted to fulfill a dream. Somebody suggested I get into podcasting, and that's what I did. So instead of golfing, I'm podcasting.
All right. So how many episodes have you done so far, and how many subscriptions and viewers?
We are proud to announce that we're now in our second season. That season started around January 15th. We had about 25 or 26 episodes in season one, and we're just completed, I believe, episode number 6 of season 2 yesterday. I have, at this point in time, we have 184 subscribers. So, folks, if you'd like to subscribe, just go to my YouTube channel, Mark at the Mic, or you can go to Burlingame, it's a small town, and subscribe. But while you're there, make sure you give me a like or give me a comment. And we also have over 5,000 views now. So the show is finally getting some traction.
Oh, that's excellent. So I've often wondered how you find your guests. I know you know a ton of people being in Molly Stone's, and you've been involved in a library and a bunch of community activities. Do people come to you, or do you go hunt them out, or a little both?
Usually I hunt them out, or I go on referrals from people. But lately, a couple of people have emailed me or called me and said, hey, Mark, why don't we get together and do an interview?
All right, cool. So if you're retired, how come I still walk into Molly Stone's occasionally and see you back at the cashier being crazy and nice to everybody?
Because, Bob, I'm running out of money. I don't make much money podcasting, and matter of fact, I don't make any money podcasting. So, and no, long story short is sometimes the managers run into a little problem with help. They don't have enough help on a certain day or a week coming up, or they want to take a vacation, and so they ask me to come in and cover them, which I'm more than happy to do because the managers in Burlingame and Palo Alto are not just colleagues, they're friends of mine.
All right, sounds good. So besides podcasting, what else are you doing? I know you're kind of into pickleball and some other things.
Yeah, pickleball's been put on the shelf lately because of the weather, although it's going to be a fun sport to play once the weather changes again. I'm also involved with Rotary, the Burlingame Historical Society, and I'm on the Board of Trustees with the Burlingame Library, so that keeps me pretty busy. Probably once a month or every 5 weeks or so, we go down to Long Beach to visit our grandsons, who ages 6 and 3, and we're having a lot of fun with them.
Super. So I was thinking of all your podcasts you've done. You've interviewed a couple of mayors, I believe, the Chamber of Commerce, the CEO.
Right.
World famous photographer.
Yep.
Several business owners.
Michael Colopy, yep.
Yeah, several business owners. And I just wondered, do you run into a common theme about Burlingame? It could be an issue or a problem, or just what makes this town so great?
The variety of personalities we have in this town. But I imagine most towns are that way. But just that everybody is very helpful on these podcasts. They're very forthcoming. They're very candid with a lot of things. It's just, and my videographer, Ray Tyler, who I bring on all these assignments, is getting a big kick out of these too because he's meeting a lot of people. I think all told, up to today, we've done 32 podcasts, and he's enjoying every one of them like I am. We're just having fun, Bob, just having fun.
Sounds great. I'm sure the Historical Society is going to be interested in having these in the archives for future researchers.
I hope so, but then again, they might just hit the delete button. Who knows?
Where were those? I can't find them.
Yeah.
So, where do you do your recordings? Do you have a studio, or you do it at your house, or?
It's funny you say that today, Bob, because today we're in the dining room of our home because I forgot to reserve my recording studio at the library. But probably out of the 32 podcasts we've done, I'd say probably over 25 of them have been done at the library, which I love using. Conference room A, it's quiet, good acoustics. I can usually get it for 2 or 3 hours if I like. And that's where probably most of them are done. But today it's fun to just do it in the dining room of our house here in Burlingame.
Nice, nice. Now you are on YouTube, correct? Or
I'm on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. But there's no video at this point in time. We're hoping to have some video later in the year.
Oh, cool. So what is your next guest?
This Thursday night, glad you asked me that. This Thursday night, we're doing a live presentation, a live conversation with Joanna Nagler. She's a local author who's done very well. I actually did a podcast with her last year. It went very well, but the Burlingame Women's Club has asked us to do one in front of the club. So Thursday night, we're pegged for that. Sunday, I'm doing one with a young lady that goes by the name of Ackle, A-K-L is her initials. And when you listen to the show later that day, you'll find out what Ackle means, and her good friend, Jackie Groffman. There are a couple of young ladies interested in fashion and the trends going on today, so we're doing that one Sunday at the library.
Oh, that's great. I've always enjoyed your interviews with local business people. It gives a lot of insight into the dynamics in our community, and the difference between Broadway and Burlingame.
Yep, and I'm very proud that our Women in Business series is now up to 6, which has been a lot of fun doing the girls. And oh my goodness, there's an incoming.
Okay, so the next question I have. So if I wanted to become a podcaster, or someone else in the audience wanted to be, what would your advice be? How to go about it, since you're still gearing up?
Well, I took a class at Stanford, which I actually took 2 classes at Stanford, and both of them were pretty good. One was better than the other, but that was a lot of money. But at least I could say I'm a Stanford grad. I think the best way to go is just get on YouTube and start watching YouTube videos. There's tons on how to become a podcaster, what kind of equipment to buy, what your investment should be. But YouTube is a great way to go.
Cool. So where do you see your podcast in, say, 2 to 3 years from now? Where would you like to be? And
well, number one, Bob, being 75 years old, I hope I'm still alive in 2 or 3 years, which I fully intend to be, okay? I'm hoping that we can take it away, move from Burlingame and get a little bit larger. Right now, I'm pretty much podcasting to a specific demographic. And, just with 184 subscribers, I'd like to grow that a little bit. I guess the ultimate goal for me would be 500 subscribers, maybe.
Okay, cool. When you say expand, go into San Mateo or the
San
county?
Mateo, the peninsula in general. Take the show on the road.
Yeah, because things happen everywhere.
Right. So, anything else?
I think we're good.
We're good?
Get that out. Yeah.
Well, Bob, thank you for opening up my mailbag, reading my emails and my texts and Instagram messages, and thanks for being here with me today.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I just want to say I've enjoyed your podcasts. I've listened to them all, and the way you've grown and improved over the last year or two has been pretty impressive. So
thank you very much,
Keep it
Bob.
rolling.
Thank you. Okay, folks. Well, that wraps up another Burlingame. It's a Small Town podcast sponsored by the Burlingame Historical Society. I'd like to thank Reader Bob for helping me out today with my mailbag. That empties it out for now. It should be empty for a while, but hopefully you guys will send in some emails, some texts, and some instant messengers and all that good stuff on Instagram. Maybe some of you will even subscribe tonight. That would be great. Make a comment. And anyway, I'd like to thank my editing gang, my producing gang, and everybody else responsible for helping me get this on the air. So anyway, guys, see you around Burlingame. It's a small town.